is Dr. Sylvia Peregrino, and I'm your host for Entre Nosotras, Latina Voices. Today, my guest is Luz de los Reyes, who is with Diversity and Inclusion Programs, and she is also part of the Women's History Committee. And so Luz is going to tell us about some of the exciting programs that are coming up this month for Women's History Month. Welcome, Luz.
Thank you, Dr. Peregrino. Thank you very much for having me here and for the invitation.
Could you tell us a little bit about your background?
I started here at the college as a work studies when I graduated high school and while I was obtaining my degree here. And I've been in different departments too. And like the college says, epcc, it's the best place to start and finish, but also it's the best place to work as well. It's been a year now that I've been working with diversity and inclusion programs. I started last year, February, when Ms. Olga Chavez was here. And I'm very thankful with Ms. Olga Chavez that she gave me the opportunity to obtain this position as an administrative associate. She gave me the trust of taking this position, of growing and learning. So she recently retired. I'm very thankful to her, and I wish her the best. And
so tell us a little bit about what you have planned for Women's History Month.
The diversity and inclusion programs, we always go with the national theme. And this year's national theme is women providing healing, promoting hope. The committee and the diversity and inclusion programs get together so we can discuss if we want to change the theme or if we want to go with the national theme and how we want to bring the programs and the celebrations to the college.
Ms. Luz, tell us a little bit about how Women's History Month first started and how long we've been commemorating it here at EPCC.
So yes, brief history here in America. It started as a Women's History Week, and this started in the late 1970s in California. And the organizers organized to have the week of March 8th to correspond the week with the International Women's Day. They selected that week to have the Women's History Week celebration. But it wasn't until the late 1980s that the Congress passed a law, the 1009, and they made it into the Women's History Month. So from a week, it became the month. So March has been designated the month to appreciate women. And here at the college, it's been the 14th year that the diversity and inclusion programs have commemorated women here.
And so tell me a little bit about what you're planning for this month, for Women's History Month.
So for this year, Women's History Month celebration, we will be having 4 great speakers. We'll be having 4 presentations every Wednesday during the month of March. March 2nd, we will be having Iris Lopez. She is the Executive Director of Mija Yes You Can, and she will be presenting knowing your worth in your workplace and knowing when to take a break. And then March 9th, the following Wednesday, we will be having Susie Zambrano. She is the treasurer for Mija Yes You Can, and she will be presenting dealing burnout at your workplace and contemplating quitting or changing careers. And then we will be having spring break. But after we come back, we will be having our 3rd presenter, March 23rd. Her name is Niora Garcia, and she's a community member and artist. She will be presenting Miriam healing chants and drum circles and drumming relaxation. And at last but not least, we will be having Leticia Arellano, March 30. She's a community member and a beauty advisor. She will be presenting breaking rules in our 40s.
And so I think those sound like great presentations. Now, because of COVID, a lot of women had to do double duty. They had to be working at home and then also helping their children with virtual school. And so I think some of these topics really talk about some of these things like balancing life and the workplace. I know statistically speaking, there are more women who have bachelor's degrees than men. And so there's more women in the workplace, but then when we look at careers, women still do a lot of careers that are the helping professions, like nursing, like teaching. And so I think, you guys put together a great panel to kind of talk about these issues. Are these presentations open to anybody, or is it just for EPCC community people?
No, it's open to everyone. That way they could join our programs, and I invite everyone. They're more than welcome to join us in our presentations. They can either RSVP, and they can receive a calendar invite from the Diversity and Inclusion programs, or they could just click on the direct link the day of the event. And all the links are gonna be in our flyer too, and also at our EPCC website, which is epcc.edu/services/diversity. And everything will be there, and also in our social media accounts. So they could be, everyone could be in the lookout for that.
And I know that this is still different from what we used to do, because we used to do a lot of these presentations in person, but since we're still not having big groups because of safety reasons, they're virtual. But in a way it's good, because more people get to participate and can join from the comfort of their home or their office. I know that that before diversity programs would give an award. Are we doing that this year, or because of COVID has that been postponed?
So that is correct, Dr. Peregrino. The Diversity and Inclusion programs used to give the Diamond Awards. It's been 2 years now that unfortunately we have to postpone it, because the Diversity and Inclusion programs and the Women's History Month Committee agree on postponing the Diamond Awards, because it's better to have the ceremony in person rather than virtually. So it's nothing like having a friend or family member with you at the moment of receiving the award. So unfortunately, we had to postpone the Diamond Awards, but we hope that next year we could start with the celebration.
No, and definitely we'll have a lot of candidates, because there's a lot of heroic work that has happened these past few years. We also talked about how as part of Women's History Month, your office helps award a scholarship. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Right, so yes, we will be given a scholarship for Women's History Month. It's called the Adelante Mujer Scholarship, and we will be giving out, it's open to everyone, and the general criteria is they need to have a GPA of 3.0 or better, which is a B, and essay required, open to any major, and it will be offered to part-time students, $500 for part-time students, or $1,000 for full-time students. And it's open to everyone, not only females.
And they can apply through the EPCC Foundation for that, correct?
Correct, yes. So everything, we will be having all the information, like I said, in our website, epcc.edu diversity. And also we will be promoting it in our social media accounts. So let your students know, everyone know, they're more than welcome to apply for the scholarship, and it's a very good opportunity for everyone.
And I'll be sure to encourage my students. I know I've heard that sometimes because not enough people apply, that there's money there that isn't being used. So hopefully more students will apply. And I'm glad you open it to both men and women, because that way we're being inclusive. And even though it's
Right.
Women's History Month, we have to, and I guess the saying used to be that behind every great man is a great woman. I think now it's the other way around, right? Behind every great woman, there's a great man or a good partner.
Right.
And so I'm happy that you're offering that scholarship. And is that also funded through your program, or through the Women's Faculty Association?
So it is from the diversity and inclusion programs with the assistance of the Women's History Month Committee. But before, the Women's History Month Committee will work on the selection of the scholarships, reading essays. But this year, we decided to change it and give it to the EPCC Foundation. So we've been having the help of the experts. They know everything about the scholarship, so they will be handling the reading essays, the selections. So EPCC Foundation has helping us a lot too on that, and we're very thankful for that too.
I know that when I encourage my students to apply, I always mention that they can always ask their professor to help proofread their essay, or we also have a writing center on campus that can
Right.
do that, or writing tutors that are available virtual as well. And so I was lucky that I was able to fund a lot of my schooling through scholarships. So I didn't have to take out as many loans as some of my colleagues. And so I always encourage all my students to apply to every scholarship. And I think once they're there at the EPCC Foundation website, there's a generic scholarship application. So I think they could be eligible to maybe apply for more. But great to know that that one is available, especially since I know in my classes I have a lot of returning students, a lot of mothers and fathers, and so thank you for helping them out, because I think that money could be used to pay for books or to pay for their tuition.
Right, and like I said, it's open to everyone. A lot of people will think that only to females, since it's the Women's History Month Committee, but no, we are opening to everyone, and the scholarship could be used for summer semester or for fall semester of 2022. So I encourage everyone, all students, to take advantage of that opportunity.
I reiterate your encouragement. I think everybody should apply for scholarships, and that's money that you don't have to pay back. And so it would be for
Exactly.
next academic year. And I understand from speaking to you earlier, you're also an alumni. You also graduated from EPCC.
Yes, so when I graduated high school, I started here, and that's also when I started as a work study. After a time, having the position here at the college, I said I want to stay here. EPCC is also the best place to work. So I'm very happy of working here, of having my position, the colleagues that I have around. And working here at the college, it's more like family. So I'm very happy, and I feel so blessed of working here.
And I would agree with you too that we're lucky to work at EPCC. I know I've worked at other places, universities, and I feel like what you said, that EPCC is a family. So yeah, so we would also encourage people to apply for positions that we have available at the college,
Yes.
or to just take the plunge. If maybe you put sometimes because of COVID, people put off their schooling, come back. And the more education you have, the more money you're going to make. If you look at the statistics, in the US, about 33% of women have a bachelor's degree, which is more than what men have. But then if you look at it by ethnic groups, for Latinas, it's only about 17% of Latinas in the US that have a bachelor's. And so here at EPCC, you could start and get your basics and then transfer to a 4-year university, or get technical career, pays really well. So for example, I know people that are going into nursing and make better money than I do, right? Because they work more hours and it's a high demand field. So I also agree with you, Luz, that that EPCC provides great workplace, but also a lot of good learning opportunities. I know historically women started becoming active at the turn of the century, right? And so I know that we just celebrated 100 years of women getting the right to vote. So women got the right to vote with the 19th Amendment in 1920. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I think we didn't get to celebrate those 100 years as much as we did. But now women have made great strides. We have Kamala Harris, who is the first female VP in the U.S. The Congress in 2018 became the most diverse that it has ever been. Our own, in classes, I tell my students that Veronica Escobar, who is our representative for Texas, made history when she first got elected in 2018. I think she was part of that class. She made history for the state of Texas as well, because she and Sylvia Garcia from Houston were the first two women elected to represent Texas in Congress. I tell my students that in contrast, African Americans had done that 50 years before almost. Barbara Jordan, who is African American, was the first woman to represent the South from Texas in Congress. And she went on to have a great career as well. But for Latinas, only two right now, and it's 2022, and we only have two Latinas out of 36 representing us in Texas. So Veronica Escobar and Sylvia Garcia are those two. So I think the fact that you bring up Women's History Month and the issues that women face, because I think often women politicians have a harder time raising money. When we see women politicians, often people ask, well, can they be a mom and a politician? We never really ask that of men, right? Can they be a good dad? And can they be working in DC, working in Austin? So I think I would also encourage people to go out and vote, because we're still in primary season. So February 15th through the 25th is primaries, and elections are March 1st. And so coinciding with the beginning of Women's History Month. And hopefully this year, I know we have a lot of female judicial candidates. So I don't know if you've already voted, but I would encourage you to go out and vote in either the Republican or the Democratic primary. But hopefully you're starting to see the ads as well. And here in Texas, we do have an underrepresentation of women. We've only had our delegation now is mostly women, but that wasn't always the case. We've only had maybe less than 300 women ever in the history of the state of Texas serve as legislators. And so I want to thank the Women's History Month and the committee for doing a good job in coming up and making the case for women's history. How do you guys select the speakers?
The Women's History Month committee, we get together every week and we start having our meetings. We started since probably December, so we can start preparing for March. So we've been working on the selection. We get together every week so we can start with nominations, bring new ideas. Like I would like to see this person, I would like to see this speaker here at the college. And that's how the committee work on getting all the ideas together so we could prepare for a whole month celebration.
I think you have a great set of speakers, and I think you guys are doing a great service by getting this information, and hopefully we'll have more people join us. I don't know if there's anything else that you'd like to add that maybe we haven't discussed.
I want to take the time to invite everyone, the whole community, invite classes. We also ask faculty, instructors to always invite their classes to our programs. We work with the Tejano Passport, so students can get their credit through the Tejano Passport, and we want to invite everyone to our presentations. We will be having for great leaders every Wednesday during March, and it will be via Microsoft Teams from noon to 1 p.m.
I think that's a great reminder right there. I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout at these events. I do want to also mention that women are still not at parity. Women only make 55 cents for, Latinas make 55 cents for every dollar a man makes. And so we still haven't reached that goal in terms of earnings. So I think these speakers, you put together a great series, and it seems like they're going to talk about women in the workplace. And so I thank you for being here. One last word or anything else?
Yeah, so we're going to have a great series for the month of March. We're going to be talking about the workplace. And like you said before, with the pandemic, how everything changed for everyone, for women, not only working for your job, but working from home also was very difficult too for some of them, because you would have your kids there, family, taking care of your house at the same time as working. We will be talking about the workplace. We will be talking about relaxation through drumming, and also beauty advisor. We will be discussing on like YouTube tutorials. I'm sure a lot of women, they're very interested in that. So we invite everyone, the community, to join us for that.
Thank you, Luz, for being our guest today. Luz represents EPCC's diversity and inclusion programs. And so we hope everybody joins us this Women's History Month in March. If you want to catch previous episodes of our show, Entre Nosotras, Latina Voices, please visit EPCC TV YouTube page, where we have playlists available. Thank you.
This new building represents not only our vision of excellence in education for our students, but also our ability to come together and overcome immense challenges. Most of all, I'd like to acknowledge our students. This building is for them. Our students are the reason we are here today.
Today marks an important day for EPCC's master planning process as we open another new building for our students. This is certainly an exciting milestone. Mission del Paso is EPC's fastest growing campus. This state-of-the-art building will provide additional classroom space for all disciplines. This innovative flexitorium that we're in right now, which will accommodate everything from lectures to performances to guest speakers and other interactive learning and special events. This expansion has added approximately 60,000 additional square feet to this campus. And of course, it will provide students with much needed study and collaborative spaces. And that's important.
What we are trying to do is make sure that our students come to state-of-the-art facilities, that we have the equipment, the proper classroom sizes, everything that is needed for them to be successful, and for our staff to be able to deliver the high excellence and quality of instruction.
And in 2018, I graduated with my PhD in geology and geophysics. I met my husband Sam at grad school, and we moved to California after graduating. We both work at the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena. I'm employed as an applied science systems engineer, where I use my science background and skill set to interface with both scientists and engineers as we work to send robotic spacecraft to far-off places in our solar system. It's been wonderful to reflect back on the winding path that allowed me to be here speaking to you today. And to those students who may be in the audience, each with your own set of challenges that you may face, I wish you all the best in your endeavors. You should be proud. I know that I'm proud and honored to be an alum of EPCC.
This is my first semester at El Paso Community College. I am very proud to be here at EPCC, but what makes me even prouder is that my mother worked here at EPCC for 4 years. She's the one who has encouraged me to get an education. I'm only taking my basics for now, but I'm hoping to become a Border Patrol agent one day. I have also received much support from Mr. Segovia and Jesus, my tutors at the Center for Students with Disabilities. They have helped me so much since the semester started, and I feel very comfortable asking them for help because they are extremely kind and patient. This building is also equipped with students' help centers and computer labs where students can complete their assignments. Every student here should be grateful and should take advantage of the opportunities that EPCC offers them so that they can be successful in their careers.
It's really inspiring for me to be here and hear the stories of the students and see how much they overcome to achieve their dreams. It really inspires me to want to keep helping them, and as is, I love my job and just sharing what I do with people, but this moment really means a lot to me because it's brought us together to celebrate the growth of EPCC and helping our students.